Hey everyone, welcome to the first video on my intellectuary channel. Today's topic is all going to be about expressions and equations. Variables. Variables, I like to say, are quantities or letters that hold numerical value, and it's something we have to solve for in equations. Here in our examples, in example 1, we can see in the equation x plus 4 equals 5 that the variable is x because it holds an unknown value we can solve for. And it goes the same for the second example where v is the variable. Equations. Equations are expressions that have an equal sign at the end, followed by a number, while expressions do not. When solving equations, you will most probably be asked to find the value of x. So in our first example here, x plus 4 equals 18, we have to first try to isolate the variable. That means keep the variable on one side. And we can do that by subtracting 4 from both sides. And we get our x value, x equals to 14. And my steps are shown down below. So constants, coefficients, and equations, how are they all connected? Well, constants are numbers usually after the equal sign in the equation. And these numbers stay the same no matter what happens to the variable. They're typically usual numeric values that we see in our common life, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, real numbers, etc. Coefficients. Well, coefficients are numbers that come in front of a variable. And some examples can be, in our first example, 3x plus 5 equals 7, the coefficient here is 3, because it's in front of the x. And in our second example, 4x plus 8 equals 10, the coefficient would be 4. Now, expressions. What are they? Well, expressions are basically equations with no equal sign. They can contain the same parts of an equation, but sometimes there are different methods to set them up in order to solve them. Expressions can be used for a variety of reasons, and such as modeling situations or used to predict something. And so some examples of an expression can be said as 3 in parentheses negative 7, 4x in parentheses 7 plus 4, negative 3 parentheses 7, etc. Now here's a real-world example utilizing your knowledge of expressions. A cell phone shop is selling phones at a price of $650 per phone. The amount of phones bought can be represented in the form of P. And in part A, they're asking us to write an expression for the amount of money in dollars that people have to pay when buying any number of phones using the information given above. So our answer, or our expression, would be 650P, where P is the amount of phones people buy and 650 is the cost for one phone. Here's a continuation of the same example. In part B, they're asking, using the expression you created, solve for when a customer buys 3 phones from the phone shop. And so basically what we have to do to get our answer is we plug in 3 where P is in our expression. And so since the number of phones a customer buys is represented by the variable P, if a customer buys 3 phones, we have to substitute that. So it would be 650 to 3, which would be $1,950. And so our final answer would be $1,950 for this question. Now, here's a real-world example utilizing your knowledge of equations. And it's saying you're going on a road trip with your family. Your car is going on a speed of 80 miles per hour. Your destination is 320 miles away from your house. Let m be the number of hours needed to reach your destination. They asked us to write an equation to model the situation. And our equation here would be 80m is equal to 320. And then they asked us to solve for how many hours it would take to reach our destination, right? How many hours? So for solving this equation, 80m equals to 320, we divide 80 by both sides, giving us 4, right? As our answer. So it would be 4 hours. And you can see my steps down below. When I divide 80 by 80, that would be 1. And then the m would be right next to the 1, so it would be 1m is equal to 320 by 80, which is 4. And 1m is the same as m, so we can just write m is equal to 4. And that's it. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. And I also hope that you learned a good lesson out of this. So, yeah. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to not miss out on any notifications or updates whenever I post a new video.